What did you not know about sex until you lost your virginity? The importance of thrusting slowly in the first minute. Edit, I didn't realize it was my cake day. Thanks everyone. Wait, there's supposed to be a second minute? Cramps happen and they really kill the mood sometimes. Stay hydrated. That orgasms rely on the brain as much as the body. Porn and big talk from people made it seem like it was purely a physical thing. Doing it hard, getting the right spot, etc. Orgasms feel different to different people too. And you can have different types of orgasms too. Update, thanks for the awards and upvotes. Also, because I've been thinking deeply about sex and my sexual experiences today, I had a full-on tantric orgasm. Just thinking about love and connection took me to an amazing place. Woohoo! The brain and body are beautiful. That it can be silly and fun, not all serious. In the middle of sex with my BF we locked eyes and both started laughing for no reason. That's when I knew I was truly comfortable. Every time my GF and I pull off a simultaneous finish we both break down into uncontrollable laughter. It's not like it's funny or anything, there's just this overwhelming joy that comes with it and you can't hold it back. The two of us collapsed onto the bed struggling for breath because we can't stop laughing will always be some of my favorite memories. Changing positions is bumpy and awkward, not as smooth as they want you to believe in movies. But this is kinda a benefit. They don't tell you how easy it is to prolong sex by switching positions. It's only overly awkward or bumpy if you're trying to do it quickly so as not to lose momentum. If you take your time and be playful with it, some light banter and a bit of touching, it's easy to maintain momentum while resetting a little bit. Edit, thanks for the awards. So stereotypical it just figures my most upvoted comment is about sex. This guy ducks. I am allergic to latex. What a terrible time to make that discovery. The smells, the sweat, and how tiring it is. Edit, just to be clear, I didn't mean that sex smells bad. It's just that during my first time, I didn't know that sex has this aroma to it. Like, you can tell if people had sex in a room by how the room smells after they've done the deed. And the room's temperature, even if the room has air conditioning. There's this warm, heady musk in the air, if that makes sense. Edit 2, thanks for all the upvotes. My highest voted comment on Reddit is about sex. Why am I not surprised? If your height difference is drastic it can make a lot of positions uncomfortable or impossible. Put pillows under their hips to help. Totally agree. I'm 4 feet 10 inches and all the guys I've been with before my current BF were all 5 feet 7 inches plus. I didn't realize how much more fun sex could be until I met my current BF that's 5'4". That water is not a lubricant, and shower sex is not easy. Water makes things that are not slippery, slippery and things that are slippery, very not slippery. The shower is for foreplay, get out of there when it's time for penetration. The cleanup. In movies people get up, put on their pants and leave. Lady, go to the bathroom FFS, or roll over and start talking. Things are oozing down there. How much my mentality can change during sex. Once I'm turned on I'm willing to do so much more than when I'm not. Edit, thank you for all the likes and awards. The overwhelming terror when your girlfriend has her period late. My girlfriend's period was 9 months late. Life-changing discovery. The feeling of a BJ. First time I got one, I felt like I was flying. Like, it made my thighs weak, had to lay down for the rest. I expected it to be pleasurable, sure, but it was a whole body experience. Not just feeling good down there, my whole body was in ecstasy. Who are you getting BJs from? I'd like this answered in a form of a phone number. Just how little it should impact your self-esteem. Spent so many years feeling unwanted and unlovable just because I hadn't had sex yet. Afterwards I realized I was ultimately the same person and had placed far too much of my self-worth on it. Oh, and also baby oil is not for internal use. That pulling out is harder than it looks. Yeah, I have a 28-year-old daughter who was conceived using this method. How hot temperature-wise it is. Like two people doing vigorous activity can be kinda sweaty. Kinda? The sheets are dripping wet, doubly so in the summer, right? Could you imagine how gross it would be if I could last a minute? That someone had to guide it in, I thought it just did it. So when my boyfriend reached down to manually put it in the right place I was a bit surprised. Babe, just use the click-in magnets. That if you don't have a decent level of cardio you're gonna struggle. If I could go back to 14-year-old me who had zero interest in PE class and explain to him just how crucial being fit is to giving a good lay, I would 100% do it. It seems obvious with hindsight, but far out, definitely caught me out once I started doing the deed, especially as I had the opposite issue to the stereotypical finish early issue. I had trouble getting off at all, so my first 3 or 4 times went for ages and we both finished basically from exhaustion after an hour or so. Edit. Just to be clear, this is not my mindset now. There's a reason why I said going back to my 14-year-old self. I am obviously acutely aware of the benefits of leading a healthier lifestyle now, and have been since my later teens. Penises can move on their own. Well, be moved by their owner without hands. That shocked me that they can make M bounce. Just wait until you find out the ballsack never stops moving. The large amount of sounds that can be produced by the human body, both before and under the act. But the most interesting is definitely the ones after. Y'all can't cry quietly? Edit. Thank you all for the rewards. Y'all are gonna make me cry twice today. To quote an ex when I asked her this, I knew what was going to happen. But I didn't know what was going to happen. Basically, there's no better teacher than experience, and I knew exactly what to do. But in a much more real sense, I had no idea what to do. Michael Scott. It's a good idea to stretch before. A cramp can really throw the mood off, and if you get a cramp, it's better to own it and be honest with a quick minute break than to power through it or enter a new crazy position that makes no sense at all and leaves your partner wondering where the fuck you learnt this from. Alcohol makes little man want no more. As Shakespeare wrote about alcohol, it provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. That the first time is not something beautiful and special and everything they say it is. After it happened and now 20 plus years later, it just didn't mean what I was told for years. It was with my first love and we loved each other, but they make it seem like it's a fairy tale. Agree, it's awkward as all hell, and are pretty forgettable. However, I definitely remember the times where we both knew exactly what to do, which of course took some practice. Sex is no big deal, turns out.